back with another guest, Ilya. I have been talking to him on Twitter, and he has been kind enough to spend the next 10 or 15 minutes with me just to share information on the product he is building, and how he thinks about his entrepreneurial journey could really make a difference to others. And also, Twitter is a wild place, and I'm really thankful to Ilya for allowing me to have a discussion with him today. Ilya, thanks so much. Thanks for being my guest today on this 5 minutes MicroSaaS discussion show. Just to give an audience a quick background of yours, where are you from, what do you do, and how are things happening on your side?
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Girish, for this opportunity. I'm Ilya, so originally from Kiev, Ukraine. I'm building Microns. It's a micro marketplace to acquire micro startups. And it helps people to start their entrepreneurship journey just like from 1 to 10, not from 0 to 1. Also, I have side different side businesses, but fully dedicated to the microns right now. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thanks. That's a bit of information which we could relate to. I mean, like the day I met you on Twitter, and when I saw Microns, as I am also interested in checking out M&A acquisitions and other spaces, what I saw there was you pretty much are creating a niche there. You're not trying to tell like I would really entertain all kinds of MicroSaaS or SaaS business. You pretty much are knowing exactly what you want to do. So, how did you get this idea about microns, and when did you discover that you should really go for a niche rather than trying to be broader enough? You narrowed down to particular niche and you started the journey. So, can you just explain how did you really arrive at that point?
Yeah, of course. So initially, I was inspired by the example of MicroAcquire. And, I started thinking about building microns when MicroAcquire became too broad, and they started focusing on big startups. They started focusing on startups with the millions in revenues. And when I joined MicroAcquire previously, at the start, so I was just like early adopter of this company, and it was primarily focused on micro SaaS businesses. So it was like small businesses. And, I like this idea, but when they became bigger, when they started focusing on much bigger companies and enterprises, I didn't like this. And I had an idea to start my own company, to focus on small businesses, to focus on entrepreneurs, on investors. They are likely to start from acquiring business, not from building from scratch, because it is always expensive. You need to find product market fit. You need to find right customers. You need to find developers if you're not a developer. So acquiring startup, I think it's the simplest opportunity you can use to become entrepreneur, to become like small investor. And I think a year ago I had this idea, but I didn't start it. So this idea, I think, waited around 6 months before I start doing something. So it was hard to start doing, but when you make small step each day, it started motivating you. I started building microns, like similar marketplace to MicroAcquire, but in one day, I realized that no one knows about it. So I just froze my development because originally I am front-end developer, and I'm I built Microns like from scratch, but I realized that no one knows about it, and I just froze my development and started writing. I started newsletter, so I think that's a really great point to start. I started newsletter. I started actively writing each week, each Thursday. I dedicated to write an issue to my subscribers with some value, with useful information, with a few startups for sale. So I can bring value to my users, and then I can always build the platform upon this. And after creating this newsletter, I found a few great guys that still help me, that support me along the way. So it really motivated me. And the main takeaway from here, that start small and start from your audience. So not from the product, because originally I started from the product. I started building the product that no one knows, that no one wants. I didn't know if there's some demand for this niche startups. But after writing newsletter, I've got a lot of feedback. I started updating, refining the idea. So a lot of different iteration became, and I'm really happy that I've frozen my development and started writing. So yeah.
Good. In the age of no code and getting Substack and other things, it's pretty much right what you
Yeah.
pretty much told. I mean, like, you really need to know your audience, not market it, but really know your audience. And knowing your audience requires some bit of getting out there and talking to others. Even Product Hunt, Ryan Hoover, who started, really did this in 2012, 13, I suppose. And he pretty much followed the same path. And I hope, like, Microns also travels the same distance as PH has done over the years. So, who would be an ideal customer or a person who can list on Microns? What should be his revenue, or any details you could share which could help others?
So at the start, I posted only startups with the revenue and at least a few customers, uh, because I saw a lot of value in those startups. So the main key here is to have some revenue and have some clients on board. But after a few months, I got the feedback from a few customers that they also like to start with no customers, but with already built solution. So, for example, I've had example of the product that didn't have revenue, but it's already sold. And you can pay less but acquire potentially a great product if you have marketing skills, if you know how to grow this product. You can easily buy it for less because it doesn't have revenue, so it will cost you twice or 3 times less. But you need to you need to have those skills. So right now on the Microns, we have 2 categories of startups. So they're all small startups. They're really micro. And the first category is startups with some revenue and customers. And the other category, the startups with the great potential, with no revenue or no customers, but they have some visitors. They have already built the product, but two main things. They don't have marketing skills, or they don't want to market those products, or they don't have time, or they just need to get some money for their university or other things. So if you have startup with the revenue and with the customers, it will be easier to promote because it already have product market fit. But from the other side, these startups will cost you more. So if you have some previous experience of growing, for example, Tinder projects or some kind of bots, so you know how to grow it, you know how to operate it, you can buy this business with no revenue and then grow it. So yeah, those businesses are welcome to be on Microns.
How are the buyers responding? Are they across the geography, or they're particularly from Europe or US, or how are things working?
No. Right now it's worldwide, so I don't have any geographical or any other limitations besides it should be just small. It should be just micro. So yeah.
Got it. So, what distribution strategy are you having in the days ahead? Since you have now seen, like, you should not build it just because you know programming. You should first know your audience. You pretty much have to reach your audience. What strategies and distribution strategies are you using to reach your audiences on different platforms? Are you using only Twitter, or you are using LinkedIn? Are you using FB, or you're using Reddit? What are the platforms?
Yeah, right now I'm actively using Twitter to promote my product. I'm actively using Indie Hackers. I'm actively using Product Hunt. I'm reading different newsletters and try to promote here. So I bought, I think, a few advertiser slots from different financial and indie hackers newsletters. Also, um, I'm trying to evolve search engine optimization to get customers natively from the Google. And recently we've had three people joined Microns from Google. That's and now, for example, last month, the hustle mentioned us as a useful product. So it was very surprisingly to me because I didn't contact the hustle. I didn't have any conversation, and I see a lot of traffic to the Microns website. I see a lot of new subscriptions coming in, and I just asked a few people, "Where are you from?" I'm just curious, who referred you to us, and they just said the hustle mentioned you. I was like, "What?" And it was very surprisingly to me because I see that we are building great product and other people interested promoting it. It's like word of mouth. It's like, you have a great product and you promote it natively or organically, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, Hassel mentioning you would be a real treat for you. I mean, like, it gives you a lot of scope, it gives you audience, and yeah, it's a good thing. So, what are your plans in the days ahead? If you want to share it with our audience, like, what do you really want to share, and what are you looking at? Are you looking at any help? Are you looking at any support? What are your upcoming plans? Please share.
Yeah, of course. So right now I'm building a premium plan for Microns. It would be a micro startup acquisition community. So it would be paid. A newsletter will stay free. the platform will stay zero commission. So I don't take any fees, any commissions on this, but the micro acquisition community will be paid. And we will have a few benefits, a few great benefits for our members, for our community members. So they will get startups before anyone else, so they can faster arrange some conversation and converts deal. And also it will be a lot of interaction. It will be a lot of different communications, connections, because I plan to actively engage this group. So it would be like private group. And a few things I want to mention, that it will have a lot of useful materials. It will have a lot of feedback, question answered. It will have a lot of ask me anything sessions. So we can arrange some meetup, discuss recent news, and just grow as a community, because I have big plans for Microns. And the first one would be to build those active fundamental community. So this why I made it paid, because I want it to be high quality as the website, as the startups posted on the Microns, at the newsletter I write personally. So I want this community to be really high quality, and so it would be paid. But I think what about help? Right now, I have some plans in mind to rebuild a few parts, to automate a few parts of the product, but it just no ideas, because a lot of work I make manually. So a few parts automated, but I want to automate more. I don't want to automate conversation. I don't want to automate writing newsletter, because it's like personal touch. I want to be personal to each of my customers, unlike other big companies like MicroAcquire. So I want to be with my customers. I want to be in touch, so they can have ability to contact the founder. They can have ability to give me feedback. I can have ability to answer some questions. So I think it's the main part here.
Got it. Exciting. So you pretty much are building a community-focused product out there. That's how it seemed to me. Where can people find you? On Twitter all the time? How they can reach out to you?
Yeah. So they can reach out from the Twitter DM. So they're open. And also they can reach out through my email, ilya@microns.io. So yeah.
Sure. So if you are anyone who is trying to build a small tool, utility, or a plugin, please check out Microns. Ilya is building a premium, community-focused, better acquisition platform out there for MicroSaaS or micro tools. Just try it out. I'm pretty sure you will like Ilya what he has built. Thanks so much, Ilya. I hope pretty soon we can talk again and we could really be in touch.
Hey, Girish, the last thing I want to mention, if you have some idea about SaaS acquisitions or different products, you can contact me and we can partner. So I have big plans to build the Microns ecosystem here, and we can arrange some discussions to build some useful tools for our members, to build some add-ons, to build some plugins for the Microns community. And yeah, it would be just win-win for everyone. Yeah. Thank you, Girish.
Yeah, there you heard like Ilya really opening up and even inviting you guys for partnership. So utilize that. I'll definitely mention his handle, his email, his information in the notes, what I mentioned whenever I publish this discussion. So thanks, Ilya. Thanks so much for your time. Hope we meet soon, and I will be back with another guest next week or in the coming days. Thanks so much for hearing out, both of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Girish.
Thank you.